This is the stunning lack of self-awareness. This is so ridiculous. I thought I had to take a look at it. Brian Stelter, not Stelter. Brian Stelter. He says he's talking about the recent rise in, in quotes, right wing, because what they consider the right wing and what we consider the right wing is entirely different things. So Axios is a digital media thing. The right's echo chamber is so much bigger than merely TV and radio. Maybe in the 90s there were some right-wing radio stations. Where on TV where on TV do you think the right wing has any sort of dominance? Well, Fox News. Every other network is far left, and Fox is not right wing, it's controlled ops right wing. Conservatives are building their own apps, phones, cryptocurrencies, and publishing houses to circumvent the mainstream tech and media censorship. I mean, echo chamber. How do you say this with a straight? Oh, we need absolute and total control of the media. Anyway, so he mentions this article. I'll go to in a sec. The Daily Wire. Again, real middle of the road. MeWe Network. Here's the thing. Anything that's on the app stores of Google and Apple, they control 90% of all app traffic, I believe. In the old days, we had to virus scan and spyware scan and spybot search and destroy all this kind of stuff. Our own software, and we just downloaded it from sites. We checked it, but that was like we had to install it ourselves. Now you have the App Store, which is not good because it's the gatekeeper. It's much better to have robust virus and malware programs and get your stuff from the internet or from a diversity of sites as opposed to going to the App Store, Google and Apple, because they control. So my point is, anything that's coming through the App Store is not to be trusted. Like the best media site right now is Gab, and it is absolutely not allowed on the App Store because they allow. They have the best terms of. No, it's not. There's no free speech site unless you're talking about 4chan. But Gab has the best terms of service. That's why I say anything that's going through the App Store is either not going to be on the App Store for long or it's going to be suspect. And the thing is, you're expecting these companies to stand up for free speech as the money starts coming in. Even stuff like Odysee is probably going to, who knows where Odysee is going to go. Where something like Gab TV, as soon as they get that monetized, that's probably going to be the next big thing. So Daily Wire, MeWe, Brave TV, Parler. Yeah, I don't think anyone is on Parler or Getter for that much. Newsmax TV, that's middle of the road. Okay, OANN. That is right of center. Like they are legitimately. They're not controlled ops from what I've seen of them. In fact, they kicked off YouTube. Anyone real has been kicked off YouTube. If you're still on YouTube, either you're very, very small or you're just not saying anything important because all the important conversations are happening on Odysee, Bit Chute, Gab, World Truth Video, and then Cloud Hub I'm not familiar with, and then Rumble. Okay, the only thing I'll say about Rumble is it's monetized. Like these sites, anything that's coming through the app stores, a lot of them are better than YouTube. Like the censorship on YouTube is off the hook. So you got something like Rumble that is monetized. Use it while you can, but ultimately, if you get into real topics, they're going to start by shadow banning you and then kicking you off. This guy goes right-wing cryptocurrencies as opposed to the leftist fiat monopoly money. Yeah, it's just a cryptocurrency. It's not right wing or left wing. There was some article on Monero. It's a crypto and it's got privacy features. So some left wing writer was saying, "Oh, it's the alt right uses it and criminals use it." It's like, yeah, but they also use cash. So it's a weird flex to see media companies suddenly become pro censorship. It's weird to see them turn around and talk about dangerous information being propagated. Well, it's the nature of information. It's like CNN is just a collection of people putting forth information, and it's obviously very, very biased. Some like Zero Hedge or even the Daily Stormer, it's like these are just people who are putting forth information. You have to use the computer between your ears to determine is it worth listening to or not. But it's the media has changed so radically in the past few decades to being open supporters of censorship, to say that, yes, this big tech needs to censor. Like, okay, well we're going to create Gab, Odysee, Bit Chute, all these other sites, like this guy says. The thing with Twitter is people are using Twitter because the government is on Twitter and the mainstream media is on Twitter. But ultimately, if you just can't have right of center voices on Twitter, then you got to get on Gab. And if you're like the Parler, the Getter, the Cloud Hub, all those kind of anything that's going through the App Store, those are just temporary fixes. And I looked at Parler and Getter, and it's like, yeah, okay, you're on a site that has, or even mine, so you're on sites that have better rules than the mainstream, but like ultimately just go to Gab. It has the best terms of service right now. And there's a couple others. There's like World Truth Video, but it's not monetized yet. And if you're the consumer, if you want to watch videos, then stuff like Bit Chute is great because you're watching it without ads. But for the creator who wants to get paid at least a few pennies, you're looking for Odysee and places you can, even Rumble, places that you can get at least some return on investment. Anyway, like, comment, subscribe. I will see you guys on the next episode.